Welcome all to Demo Crazy with your hosts Doug Medhin and Kevin Bradley, Robert Haywood. There are no fictional sponsors for Demo Crazy. As I said, we're going to try to keep a serious tone because, let's face it, as much as I like to make fun of things, some things can't. You just can't. No, I take that back. Some things you can make fun of, but the thing is, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, the second assassination attempt. I mean, what? How? You know, I'll let you take it away from there, Robert. That was just whatever.
Talk about the second assassination attempt, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I guess to fill in some of viewers who haven't known or whatever, been licking out of that rock like me. Apparently, former President Trump was out golfing at his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida, when the Secret Service notices some random guy, I guess, who had an AK-47, like hiding in the bushes or whatever, and apparently, I guess the guy took a shot, missed. The Secret Service took several shots, they missed. And then the guy just ran away and got into like a car and drove away. But I guess one of the guests noticed him run away, so they got the description of his car he drove and license plate. So he kind of got picked up, like, I don't know, like maybe like 20 or 30 miles down the road or whatever. But you know, like, when I heard, like, this happen again, it's almost kind of insane, where it's kind of like, you know, like, 2 times you already got almost assassinated in, this summer, you only got assassinated twice, if you believe all the things on there, and it's kind of just like, well, you know, like, I get it. Like, at first, of course, you'd be like, what's up with Secret Service, right? And I know people will push back. It's like, you know how big, like, a golf course is? Like, how open it is? Like, unless you put, like, walls or fences and be checking it or have, like, 10 guys at each one, it'd be hard. But then again, you gotta be like, but, bro, how come no one else is out here trying to assassinate any other former presidents or running again and stuff? I'm there this many times, man. Like, I think the most dangerous thing a former president, one of them faced was like President George W. Bush when he had to duck the shoes from like a Iraqi guy, a reporter, like 2 of them. Like, you know, like.
Yeah, but I really don't think you should say what you just said, considering how. I mean, I know it's not an apples to apples comparison. Musk went on Twitter or X. It was like, hey, how come nobody assassinated Kamala Harris? And
No, I'm not saying, like, I'm not condoning assassination or whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of weird. Like, at some point, you got to start looking at yourself in the mirror, like, why do these people hate me so bad to try to take these shots at me? You know, it's just like, it's almost also like if someone, it's like, okay, bring back like J-Lo. J-Lo is trying to get, like, she'll be married, like she's been married and divorced 4 times, and she might get another 5th one. At some point, you can't just always just be like, you know, it didn't work out because these other people are crazy. At some point, you got to be part of the reason why so many people go out here. Maybe take a look at yourself and just be like, maybe I should change some stuff I say in order to lower whatever is out there that's triggering these people to do this. Like, I'm not saying this is a good, like, people should out there assassinating, but I know, like, if someone was trying to assassinate me, I'm never going to try to take stock of being like, what did I do to piss off some of these people that they're really going to jail to try to take me out? Like,
well, to be fair, I mean, this is Dildo Trent we're talking about. Since when has he ever shown any form of self-reflection? He never does.
No, he never does normally. But I thought, I mean, I guess a lot of people thought after the first one, like, you know, because he came out after the first one, and then, like, how he was at the RNC at the beginning, he looked like he showed some type of, like, change or whatever. I mean, like, you know, no one's going to change, like, 100%, but it looked like he might have got, like, 5 or 10%, but then that only held up for, like, 30 minutes, and then, like, kind of went right back to it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy though, because it's like people on the left or other same people don't want this political violence or whatever. And of course, whenever like stuff like this happened, or like when some crazy guy went to shoot up the Congress at the baseball game, like 4 or 5 years ago, when Steve Scalise from Louisiana got hit.
Yeah.
It was all like, we need to turn down the tone. Everyone was like, yeah, we should be. But for some reason, the right is like, yeah, we'll say that. And then, like, we'll give it a day. And then the next day, we're back at it, vilifying other people, saying falsehoods, saying all this random stuff, stoking up fear. I know, like, politically, they want that because their base wants political fear-mongering. And they want people to hate. But you've seen that all this other stuff that happens afterwards, people shoot up a school or have a manifesto, shoot up a church or whatever, they literally use the same talking points that they were using. And of course they have to be like, no, that's not what we meant, and this is whatever. But once again, I bring it back to the point where at some point, you can't always be like, is everyone else. At some point, you got to be like, this is me, I'm doing this. And then the great news about that, if you realize that, that means you can change. Because you have the most power to change what your own actions do. It's hard to try to change what other people's actions are.
It just makes those... Well, no, it makes perfect sense that, you know... Like, after the second attempt, J.D. Vance literally went on and said, the Democrats need to stop stoking the hate. When everybody in the room knew it was him. But then again, that's just... They're trying to relive the times that when Trump first ran, when everyone was buying into the whole alternative facts thing. Everybody had whenever he had someone saying like, no, this is wrong, and here's why, the main base just stuck their fingers in their ears going, la 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 la, I am not listening, la 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 la. I'm just like, when the news broke, right? Everybody in the newsroom, you know, they were stunned. People on the left and right were just stunned. But like, I want to say, who was it that said it? What was it? Was it Daily Show or Stephen Colbert? One of the two. Every day, like the everyday American was just all like, fucking really? Like, it's like they're just numb to it, and I'm just all like, I can't help but side with the people that are numb to it, because like, I'm just gonna say it. Well, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'll still say that the first attempt was staged. The second one, not so much, because the guy that was arrested, like, he flip-flopped all over the right wing. Like, he was all with the right wing, and it just, like I said, it just made me go, fucking another one? Really?
Well, this guy, he's like, I know, like, usually nowadays, after like something like this happens, the first thing people really want to know is like, what side is he on? Who did he vote for? Like, so they could be like, see, this was like a CIA op ran by George Soros or whatever. But when you look at like his voting records and stuff on there, I think like, yeah, he voted for Obama. He voted for Trump, I think, in 2016. Mm-hmm. He also really wanted for like this race. He wanted Bernie Sanders to beat Biden, so like over the place. So it's like Obama, Trump, then Bernie, and then he also wanted for this ticket the presidential ticket for the right wing. He wanted Vivek Ramaswamy and uh, Governor Nikki Haley as the vice president ticket. And that's just a weird ass fucking combo. Like, I mean, so, like, take that as you will. Like, so this guy, he might have some right wing ties, but he also has some left wing ties. So he's just all over the place. So I think, at least in that view, we shouldn't really care that much on what kind of political leanings he really has. Just that he was disturbed, and then the fact that he was able to get an AK-47 and just show up on a golf course. Like, that's a bigger picture of, like, you know, what everyone who's, like, left are saying when talking about, like, red flag laws, or the fact, like, why are these automatic weapons so readily and easily attainable and stuff like that.
It's just the world we live in, dude. Like, oh my god, like.
And then it's going to the point where you're saying we're numb. Is weird because it is a strategy of the right wing. They are saying, like, what we're gonna do is this zone so much misinformation and all this stuff, and shit keeps coming. That way, this 24-hour news site is like, oh, hey, someone got caught in a scandal. Oh, well, that's fine. You guys just have to hunker down in your PR words, say it wasn't me, or one of a name when you know goddamn well that you did it. And you're just basically like, I'm just going to run up this clock until like a day or two so someone else does it way worse than they deny it. And then they will only get kind of brought up when I'm doing re-election, and at that point, I don't care.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I honestly don't know what to say at this point in terms of like the second attempt. It's just, you know, he's gonna use it like as a talking point, like he did with the first attempt. I say with air quotes because I still think that was staged. When he said "keep fighting" and the only thing I know for sure is that if Laura Loomer doesn't have an affair with Donald Trump, didn't have an affair with Donald Trump, then I called her a he. She definitely has one with him now, because that's just like, what is up with this Laura Loomer fucking most terrible girl rivalry thing? What is it because the rumors around her affair with Trump? What did it make Marjorie fucking jealous? What the hell?
No, okay. Wait. So, what about if you notice if was a feud between MTG and Laura Loomer? Both crazy people in different respects are crazy, but they definitely have a Venn diagram that shares a lot of that crazy. Basically, yeah, everyone who's seen it, whatever, seen like the pictures of her, kind of Laura Loomer, like close to Trump, how he like touches her stuff on there. Anyone who's old enough or has experience enough to know, like, oh, they're definitely smashing. And then Laura Loomer went to put on a X tweet trying to disparage Kamala Harris for her Indian descent, saying that if she becomes president, the White House is going to smell like curry, and all of her press conferences is going to be outsourced to call centers and blah, blah, blah. And then MTG responds saying, like, that's very racist. The GOP do not stand for stuff like that, which is a joke on his face. Like, that's all you guys stand for. Yeah. And then Laura Loomer came back, and then she's spilling all the tea, and which I wasn't mad at. Like, it was entertaining, because she straight up said, like, oh, well, you know, you're not the best example of a Christian. You're out here, you couldn't keep your husband because you're spreading your legs for some random dude at your CrossFit gym. And so then it's going back and forth for all this stuff. And it's pretty clear that the only reason it started was MTG decided to start this beef because she's mad that Laura Loomer gets to ride that orange penis. And I don't know if people remember that when Trump was running a campaign against Biden in 2020, Trump was going down to Georgia to do one of his rallies. Florida thing. This chick, I believe she blew off like a congressional vote or something in order to go there and be there waiting for him. She got there early, probably makeup or whatever. Well, she tried. And and she's there waiting, and then he gets off this plane and she's there waiting down the stairs like, oh, my prince has come. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna show you around Georgia, and I'm gonna show you the true. It's like I want you to be Sherman marching on Atlanta, burn my fucking coochie down, and that burning sensation will be caused by gonorrhea. But Trump basically just snubbed the shit out of her, and lo and behold, it works. And that just brings me back to a quote that Kramer said in Seinfeld. I snubbed her. Next thing I know, we're making out. You know what? The snub works. Women wants to be snubbed. And MTG, I guess, is an example of that, because still years later, she still wants to fuck him. And I'm just like, you guys realize, like, this guy is grossly overweight. He's, like, so bleached and tan and stuff on there. Like, if you did have sex, that shit's probably gonna wipe off on you. And in the wrong light, you might think it's blood. It's this orange shit. And they still want to fuck. And he's 76 years old. Like, right? Like,
yeah.
I think, like, MTG is, like, in her 40s, mid-40s or 50s, right? And then Laura Loomer, I think it's in the 31. Same boat.
She's 31. Like, we're older than her.
What? Really?
Yeah, we're older than her.
Oh my god. Damn, girl. You need to go to like a dermatologist or plastic surgeon or something, man. You're living a haggard life, man. Like, 31. Okay. But, yeah, the whole thing that started because basically she wants Trump back. she wants Trump so bad. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised at the end of this feud or whatever, Trump just ends up having sex with both of them, having a weirdest threesome or foursome if you count the die.
Oh, God. Not the internet connectivity issues. Don't give me internet connectivity issues now.
And you know what? I'm really surprised. I guess I'm praising her. Bobert. I'm surprised she has not joined in that mix yet.
Yes.
Like, I'm surprised that she hasn't shown up to Trump and being like, yeah, I know where you little Loomer, but you know what? I just heard, like, in town, they're having a new Beetlejuice in here, so, wanna go?
Okay. Okay. For the record, as much as I want to jump down Lauren Boebert's throat for groping during a Beetlejuice musical, and I said this on the Slab Lounge, and I still stand behind it. Because, like, you know, you're in a movie, you're with company, groping is going to happen. It's just a thing. I do it all. I did it with my ex. I did it with my past relationships. It's just a thing. I will jump down her throat for vaping on that pregnant lady. That's not right. I don't even smoke around. I do my best to not even smoke a cigarette around kids. But that's one end. I'm not saying Robert's criticisms is wrong, because he does have a point. You know, you're in a position of power. You have to be upheld to that higher standard. I just look at it like, fuck that. We're still human at the end. I mean, there was that one example where Biden, he was at a conference or something, walks up to the dude with a MAGA hat or some shit. He's all like, hey, don't you want a presidential hat? I'll even autograph it for you. He autographs the hat, gives it to him, and takes the MAGA hat. Guy is all like, hey, do you want me to autograph the MAGA hat? Biden's like, hell no! And I'm just all like, okay, yeah, that's him acting human. I mean, it's not exactly presidential-like, but I gotta give him credit is due. So, on one hand, yes, I'll get behind Robert when he's all like, yeah, no, presidents, you're in that position of power, you have to be upheld to that higher standard. But like the reason why I started laughing when Robert started talking about like, oh my God, Laura Loomer's like in that Haggard life or whatever. I started because there is a double standard when it comes to dating older people, like it or not. You're dating an older guy or whatever the fuck. That's viewed as disgusting. But like, if a dude dates a MILF, or because I've actually taken a GILF to bed. I'm not gonna lie. You are viewed as the man that conquered a mountain. You know what I mean?
It is definitely double standard stuff on there. I think it's easy for the men to do like older women or whatever because most people just know men just want one thing and it's okay with that. It's called a secret shame. We all have had secret shame lovers, like a girl who's too fat or whatever. Someone like, no, I'm not gonna broadcast this. Like, like I'm just getting my needs fulfilled, but I don't want this to affect how other people perceive me.
Oh, I will be that guy. Like I will literally be that guy. I will be like, no. Older women, they know how to take care of men in bed. Oh, wow. Only reason why I don't like date one on the regular is mainly because they can drop dead at any moment. God, I can't believe I did.
When you gonna drop dead? Well, that's the thing. Like I said, like if it's just pure sex and stuff, and then we can just meet up and do that. Yeah, I'm cool. Like I'll do older women, MILFs, cougars, grandma stuff on there if they're good enough looking on there, and they can teach me some tricks, and that'll be fun. But no, of course I get dinner because it's like you go to events, you go to like company parties, you go to friends gathering stuff on there. All you're gonna have is either people ask you about it, secretly ask you about it, or not ask you about it, but thinking about what's up with this relationship, and it's like you don't really want to answer that question and stuff on there, and it's like unless like she's like an OG porn goddess that people can see their old sex tape and then be like, yeah, but did you see what she could do? And then with just that, you can get guys on your side because they'll watch it and be like, okay, respect on there, like, because they'll be like, yeah, I can get off on there a couple of times on that thing on there.
Robert,
but the problem because it's like the other women in your life, right? They're definitely going to be judging you. And you don't need that headache.
Yeah, you speak the truth. I mean, like, if I could date Nina Harley on the regular, I think she's still alive. She was like the queen of porn back in the day. And I don't know if she still does it or not, but like if you actually look into the pictures she has now, oh my god, she's still so fucking bangable. If I could date her, I absolutely would. But okay, we're getting too slab loungy. I mean, like, oh my
yeah, because like I would definitely still date Selma Hayek. Like, look at that body, still banging. Mm-hmm. Body be banging. Mm-hmm. And like really, Betty White, national treasure. I really feel that if I had a shot at Betty White, you got to take it, right? National treasure, you got to take that, right? And when people be like, "What's up with that?" It's like, dude, it's fucking Betty White. He's like, I had to.
Yeah. Anyway, good lord, look where that tangent went. Well, I mean, like, to be fair, the double standard thing that had to have been addressed. But back to like seriousness. I mean, it's so. We're less than, what was it? I think we're less than 50 days away from.
I think it's like 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's about 49, 50. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From voting day. I mean.
I think early voting has already started in some states. Yeah. I think it starts in September, stuff on there. But right now, like, basically, at this point, you could kind of say it's almost essentially a tie. And then some people are saying, like, once again, it's going to be a split between the popular and electoral college. meaning that one will win the popular vote and one will win the electoral college
yeah.
vote,
At the end
which
of the day,
sucks
it's gonna be the
because
same, yeah, it's gonna be the same thing like last. It's gonna boil down to the swing states.
that's right. And so basically, Kamala Harris, they really need to win Pennsylvania. I think they have a chance to win Michigan as well. I think Trump probably ends up winning Wisconsin. I mean, I've been hearing like things are moving more towards Kamala, but Billy, man, like Trump might squeak by that, and then Trump might get back Arizona. Although like Biden won it last time, but he only won it by like 5,000. It wasn't that big of a gap. It was a squeaker. So that's what I will say is that Kamala really needs to win Michigan and Pennsylvania, and I think they should be good with the electoral college. But once again, because we already saw how Trump's going to play it, and then you know what he's going to say basically, because if it's too close or whatever, he's just going to say like, "Oh, this is rigged" or whatever, and. This is a sure sign to watch out for when you know that they have inside knowledge that he might already lose or he's losing like key ballot states. Is that he's going to start saying it's rigged
Again, yeah.
probably mid-October to late, like mid-October. Is he's going to start already saying the things is rigged. Because that's exactly what happened last time.
Yeah.
Before even the vote even happened, he was already laying the groundwork saying it's already being rigged.
Look, all I'm going to say is this. If you are registered to vote, just do it. Like, seriously, vote. Because I know, because I'm going to vote. I can't speak on I won't speak on the rest of my family. I think my mom's actually going to be back in Ethiopia before the election day or voting day. So take from that what you will. But I will say, I will also say this. I'm gonna say this, and I know I am speaking completely out of my ass. This is pure speculation, and by speculation I mean I am joking. I am not saying this is 100. This is literally 0% factual. The guy that tried to assassinate Trump, the second dude, he was a Swiftie, because after Trump came out and said, "I hate Taylor Swift" on Truth Social, he got mad. Is it so weird? I mean, like, you're gonna say you hate Taylor Swift? Motherfucker, you use that AI Swifties for Trump thing for, like, ever. And, like, she was just... And, again, while I still stand behind the whole... Her endorsing Kamala Harris is both a good thing and a bad thing, what I will say was, I wasn't expecting... Because I never actually read her Twitter thread. Like, or why she endorsed it. Well, it was like she was... Like, it turns out she was, like, fearful of the kind of responses that people would give her. And she was also pissed at the AI Taylor Swifties for Trump thing. So that's why she did it. I didn't know that, because I never actually read that post. I didn't want to read it, but then news outlets just basically said why she did what she did. But, like, you're just gonna be like, that guy's like, "I hate Taylor Swift." I mean, like, really? What the fuck is that gonna do? I mean, oh, Doug, the Trump fan base is rabid. Look what's going on in Springfield, Ohio. That's a different story altogether, with the Proud Boys and the neo-Nazis and KKK doing that whole shit, because they were the ones... Oh, no, not them. The first person that posted that was on that Facebook post, later came out and said there was no evidence behind it because they don't know about it. But what's going on in Springfield, Ohio, that's a completely different story. Like, Trump coming out and just saying, "I hate Taylor Swift." That's just him being... Well, it's the same... It's Trump being Trump. Because he literally got so pissed off at the fact that Fauci was given the honor of throwing the first pitch at, what was it, a Diamonds game?
Yeah, I think it was the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think maybe.
And Trump was just taking pot shots at him because he was just jelly of Fauci's peanut butter. It's just the same shit. Like, just ignore it. I mean, Taylor Swift will take care of herself. I mean, besides, I'm pretty sure her rabid fan, if like something were to happen to Taylor Swift, I'm pretty sure the rabid fan base would just go after everyone that was associated with Trump. That is a thing. Like, that is just a thing. Like, you do not. Because, like, if you go after Taylor Swift's fan base, you inadvertently go after, what the fuck was his name? Her boyfriend's fan base.
Travis Kelce.
Yes, Travis
tied
Kelce.
into the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, which means you go after the Kansas City Chiefs fan base. And you're really going to piss off those football fans, too? Yeah, good luck with that. Go fuck yourself, you pieces of shit. Like,
the thing is like, with the KC, like, the Swifties, yeah, definitely have a point. Like, I don't mess with Swifties, I don't mess with Beehive people. Like, they're legit crazy. They're legit crazy. Like, they'll ruin your life. Like, if they got a hold of you, this would be made into a Lifetime movie so fucking quick.
Yeah, right?
Like, you have no idea.
The cyberbullying and oh man, all those teenage girls just biting you.
But why I push it back with the Kansas City Chiefs fan, if she was dating Patrick Mahomes, I mean, obviously not because Patrick Mahomes is married, whatever. But I'm just saying the scenario. If her boyfriend was Patrick Mahomes, maybe Kansas City Chiefs fans would be up on the grill. The reason why I say not necessarily so much Travis Kelce that all of them been there is that, yeah, they like Travis Kelce, but yeah, Patrick Mahomes been really cool about all this stuff. When they ask him about this stuff, he's been very neutral. But some of the stuff he's been saying, if you read into like some of the code and stuff on there, he's essentially saying like, yeah, you know, I'm just doing my jobs, whatever. I just don't really think people should really care that much for who's going to vote or whatever, or when they say, like, I got to read more about policy and stuff on there. It was basically him giving cover to his wife, Brittany Mahomes, who has clearly had several past posts or whatever, basically kind of supporting Trump or supporting stuff that he says. So that's why I said that maybe not because Chiefs, all fans will go after them, because if Brittany says, no, I like this guy, Patrick Mahomes will go out here with his current voice and it's kind of sued over. It's like, hey guys, like, let's just chill out, let's be fun, let's, you know.
Well,
and
yeah.
He's hiring a pecking order. He's hiring a pecking order. That's the point.
All he really needed to do was just quote Dave Chappelle saying, like, there's too much googog over people thinking what, like, following what celebrities think. And to Chappelle's credit, like, I still wholeheartedly support that statement, which is why I was all like, when Taylor Swift supported Kamala Harris, it's both a good thing and a bad thing, because again, it sways people's opinion. And influencers should not sway your opinion on what you need to do in real life, unless it's like you're trying to like support, like, even if supporting body positivity, because that's a whole wishy-washy road in and of itself. But like, I still say it's a good thing, mainly because everyone sees what's at stake. And when Biden was still like in the running before he dropped out, basically everybody was resigned to thinking that Trump is gonna win before he dropped out. John Oliver was the only one that says, like, no, fuck that, keep fighting. And then for what it's worth, Biden dropped out. Kamala Harris stepped up. Everybody loved it. Because, I mean, let's face it, because, like, when Kamala Harris first ran for president, way back when, Um,
2020.
yeah. Granted, Biden won mainly because I really don't want to say this, but it's kind of true.
The black vote?
No, it was mainly because, well, yes, the popular vote, but like he had the David Spade credit. Or, yeah, I say David Spade. I don't want to use Diddy, but like the David Spade credit. What I mean by that is David Spade essentially got a free ride because he knew Chris Farley. Biden got a free ride because he he worked with Obama. So that's why I'm just drawing those parallels. Kamala Harris dropped out. She dropped out relatively late, but at the same time, like she made the most. She kind of made the most waves because she was literally selling T-shirts saying "Impeach the motherfucker," and yeah.
Look, she dropped out late because honestly, it took a while because back then we had a lot of there was a lot of Democratic candidates out there, and honestly, Biden was a slow starter. Like most of them weren't, a lot of them weren't getting like dominant shares.
Yeah.
So like you could dilute yourself to being like, I'm still in this. And then, because I think Biden lost at the first two states, it kind of got crushed badly. And then it went to South Carolina where Representative Jim Clyburn did his black thing. And and basically that kind of pulls it back on top, and that gave Biden more boost. And he kind of shot up to like 1. And then Kamala Harris was still kind of in it. But at the end, she realized that what she wanted and what her viewpoints are and stuff on there kind of got out of the wash here, because you had Trump on the other side that's going like farther right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of had Biden, who got this momentum with black supporters, other supporters, and it was kind of getting people behind him who was actually in D.C. because he was the vice president, like you said, to Obama. He was kind of taking this kind of more kind of center left, but in reality, because of how far the right kind of moved it, Biden, while back in the day, would be more kind of the slightly right of center for most of his policies. And Kamala is kind of like right there in that kind of same thing, with all of her like background and law and everything. But so she couldn't talk really any points because she's just saying the same kind of stuff that Biden's saying, but Biden's already was doing way better than her. And so she kind of just realized that and got out.
Yeah.
It kind of worked out for her because she got that vice president spot, which set her up to here. And she just started thinking like, yeah, well, I'm just going to do the same thing Biden did, but in reverse. But
that makes
unfortunately for her, she was just like...
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. Like, she did the same thing Biden did, but in reverse. She already had that kind of reputation. So, yeah, and then she worked with Biden. But at the same time, there was I know for a fact that there were some things like Harris just did not like with what Biden did, because again, eventually we're gonna have to talk about the massacre that's going on, especially with the exploding pagers with Hezbollah. But like, I'll reserve that for next week. It's just that she did meet with Palestinian leaders. She did try to hear their voice. In fact, when she told those hecklers at one of her speeches that she's talking, she legit tried to meet up with them beforehand. It's just a shame that the DNC just did not give them a voice, that's fucked up. But anyway, that's not on her. That's on the DNC. But like, anyway, Robert, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go for it.
No, I was just saying, like, but it was like in reverse, except unfortunately for her, a couple things happened. Is that when Barack made Biden his VP and stuff on there, Barack makes sure to like, yo, Biden, I know you've been in the Senate or around Congress political thing for about 30 plus years right now, right? So I'm gonna let you run some of these programs or whatever, and like you're gonna run it. You're gonna be out there when people ask questions about it. You're gonna be out there like talking about it, right? They didn't really do that with Kamala Harris at first. Like she was kind of there. She didn't really get really any projects to be like a task of. Then like maybe like a year or two in, when people were saying that we never seen stuff on there, they kind of gave her a couple projects or whatever that was supposed to be on it. But it was kind of like no one's really paying attention to this.
Yeah.
And so when this moment came and she's basically, had to take over the ticket with like less than 90 days left, she basically had to go out and reintroduce herself. We'd be like, this is me. Because a lot of people did barely see her. They only know, like, when people make fun of her, saying, like, oh, it's hard to say her name. And then, like, oh, well, she hasn't really done anything. So that's why it was kind of easy for the right to be like, Biden and Harris is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
That's because, just like to your point, she did, although she does maybe agree with Biden probably like 85% of the time. She does have other issues where she doesn't agree with him, but she's also a good team player, and it's not going to be like, okay, no, I'm going to do this. It's like, oh, well, you're in charge. We'll do this. And stuff on here.
Well, here's something that I really hate to bring up race, but in this case scenario, I will. Mainly because how do I put this? How do I put this without sounding like a dick? Even though I've already said the race word, so no matter which side I land on, I'm going to sound like a dick. Obama was boss. He was a boss. Kamala is a boss. Biden, he just wanted to do things his way and just try to keep Kamala in her place. I know that sounds bad, but like, here's what I mean. When the H1N1 virus came to the States, right? What did Obama do? Did he let it into the States? He was like, no. Did he say, like, oh, I'll handle this on my own? He was like, no. He went up and he was all like, I'm not an expert. Listen to these experts. And you listen to them well, because they know exactly what they're doing. I am the president. I can only lead. But a leader has to hear the advice of everyone around him. And what did everybody do? They listened to Obama. They did. And no matter what happened, no matter how much you want to hate Obama, like, he kept the nation boring. Do you have any idea how hard that is to keep the nation boring? Nothing bad happened. There were no weekly mass shootings. The only time Obama lost his shit, really, was when that one cop tried to arrest that one. Well, I forget his name, but he was
a professor at, it was either Columbia, one of the Ivy League schools.
Yes, and they ended up sharing a beer together, even though Obama really wanted that cop to be fired. They ended up sharing a beer together. That's when he really lost his shit. But as far as everything else was concerned, even when he was going for re-election and Mitt Romney was trying to tear into him, Obama was just quiet. He just let those insults go in, and then he called Mitt Romney out. And then when he gave his final speech, he's like, "This is my final speech. This is my final speech of my second term." Everyone on the Republican side was clapping like, yeah, he's out. He's like, yeah. He shut them the fuck up when he was all like, I know because I won both of them. Everyone just, and he was just better. He was just better. So why am I bringing up Obama? And even though Kamala Harris is clearly in the running right now, because let's look at what she did so far with as many days as she had. First of all, she raised the highest amount of money for any presidential candidate in history. She got under Donald Trump's skin hard. I mean, really hard. She stayed quiet through all of his insults, but when she started clapping back, he took it even worse. In fact, he didn't want to shake her hand. She was all like, okay, motherfucker. She went to him to shake his hand. And even he was hesitant to actually do it because he did not want to debate her. He doesn't even want to debate. And when she was like, yeah, let's debate again. What did Donald Trump do? He's like not doing it. Why? Because he's a chicken shit. But like, even though the momentum, I will admit, has died down, there is still, like, it hasn't completely died off. Why? Because look at her VP pick. It is he is a man that is that actually served in the gay straight alliance in the 90s. Do you have any idea how hard it was to be in the closet during the 90s?
Especially with AIDS out there, everyone was afraid of AIDS so hard there. So that's, and then since people were mainly associating gays and AIDS together, so yeah, it was way hard.
Yeah, they first associated it with it's in San Francisco, God's punishing the homosexuals. And then straight people got it, and they somehow attributed AIDS to us, to the black community. Even the fucking some rando asshole was saying like, "Oh, black people were having sex with monkeys." Dave Chappelle, that motherfucker. I loved how he called that shit out. He was like, "Really? Word? To have sex with a monkey? That is a firm decision. You just gotta, hey, we're gonna go out to the club, dog. You come with?" Nah, man. I'm gonna stay here with that monkey. I mean, like, the sheer absurdity and ridiculousness to say that black people had sex with a monkey. In fact, my high school gym teacher said that black Africans were having sex with monkeys, and that's how the AIDS virus, like, was a thing. Here I am going like, you fat motherfucker with bitch tits, I hope you die so soon. So soon. How dare you say, like, we're the cause of AIDS? Motherfucker, white people were the cause of the Black Death. I could say that because, like, the Black Death was caused by rats that came on board ships, and white people just did not check for the shit, just did not actually do pest control. As a result, like, what was it? Like, a third of Europe died. So fuck you. You're gonna say people like me caused the fucking AIDS virus. I'm gonna say you caused the Black Death. And guess what? The Black Death is still prevalent, despite the fact that there is a cure. So go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Well, I would say, going off there, like, honestly, in the colonization days, like, white people introduced the introduction of lots of disease to lots of countries that didn't have it. Like, how do you think Christopher Columbus managed to fucking kill so many people in, like, El Salvador or Haiti where he landed so quickly and take it over? Because he just came in there, they all had disease, they all got the disease. It's like, cool, now I can rape and pillage easily because they're all feeble from the diseases I brought over. And then go to the fucking monkey. You know how hard it would be to fuck a monkey?
Exactly.
Like, have you seen them? Like, are you gonna pin them down? Like,
how are you going
depending on what type of monkey, they're fucking strong. They might rip off your fucking dick. Like, exactly. Who's gonna be... like, What are you gonna do? They have four. They have four legs, two arms, two feet, and a tail. So you're gonna try to like they're fast. You're gonna like pin them down on knees, and we're just gonna let you do that. Now, if there was a monkey that we might be able to fuck, it's the bonobos because that's all they do is fuck. They solve all their problems in life by fucking. So I guess that's like if I was on the side of black people were fucking monkeys, that's how we had AIDS. And then it's like, well, what? And say they asked me what monkey it is, I would say bonobo. And honestly, I'd be like, okay, like.
Good lord, like.
Plus, since the bonobo is so genetically close to us and stuff on there, it makes sense that the simian SIDS, which was AIDS for monkeys, did the crossover because that's originally how it happened. Mm-hmm. Just wasn't with sex. Mm-hmm. So.
Either way, like that's just the point that I was trying to make is like, at the end of the day, Kamala Harris is clearly the better candidate. She was the better candidate for president. She still is. Can she beat Trump? I hope to God. But as look, polls are polls. You could just say like, oh, Doug, the polls say she has like X amount of points ahead. Polls are polls. The difference is that votes are votes, and votes are what matter most. So if you really want Donald Trump to lose, then vote. Like, vote for Harris. I'm going to vote for Harris. In fact, I'm going to try my best to. If the school says that I can't take a day off, I'm going to take that day off anyway and take the hit and vote for Harris. It's not just, and in all honesty, for me, it's not just a vote for Harris. Yes, that is the driving factor. There are other issues on the ballot that I want to vote for, like what the landlords are trying to do here in Cali. And believe me, it's not fun. Trust me, rent in Cali is already high enough as it is. Yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that particular. Excuse me. That's my 2 cents on that particular matter. That being said, Robert, because you said you had another issue that you wanted to like bring to light. It was the Laura Loomer bit, the second assassination bit, and something else that I don't remember what. Because we do try to like, while this is still unscripted, we do have topics that we want to tackle. Robert? Oh no, not the internet again. Don't tell me I'm having connectivity issues. God damn it.
Oh, you read that?
Yeah. It's my internet.
Yeah, no, I was trying to wait for you, so I got kind of chopping in and out there. But I guess I'll take over. One of the things I want to talk about, it first started as funny, but then it got dangerously serious, was during the Harris-Trump debate. Everyone might have seen the viral clip where Trump says, you talk about the Haitians in Springfield, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cat, and all that stuff. Super crazy, right? And then when he got fact checked and it said there are actually no credible reports, and he's like, well, I saw someone on TV or whatever, and that was his answer for it, and it was so ridiculous. And then like the fact, like, if someone saw that on TV, I guarantee you that shit would have been viral, and lots of people would saw that shit. Like, not like people want the eating cats or dogs, but if something like that was on TV, look at the Hawk Tuah girl, how famous she got for just being like, yeah, I just been on cocks. That was on TV, that would actually get popular. Mm-hmm. And so that was the funny, crazy part of it. Now we're talking about the serious part. Trump going after these Haitians, which is just the same type of fear-mongering ruse he used back in, I think 2020, when he kept saying that caravans coming full of these people from like like
Mexico, yeah.
Ecuador and Guadalajara, whatever. I know they're using it just for basic fear mongering, put it to the base, easy votes and stuff on there. But they're ruining this community and so many people's lives on this because these Haitian people who are there, who have to deal with after he said that and after these stories kept coming out, they're getting death threats. There's been at least 2 different bombing threats that's been put in there that they had to close down school. The city hall got to be closed down because of all this stuff on here. These Haitians aren't illegal. They are here legally.
Yeah.
These Haitians got invited to buy a lot of these city planners and these other corporations because they were building factories here in Springfield, Ohio, in order to turn their economic fortunes around. But they realized, hey, we don't have enough of a population to run this properly. So, what we're going to do? Well, let's go get these legal people to come in here and we're going to have them fill these jobs. And they started to turn Springfield around from a dying town to a town that's back, kind of getting back on its feet. And all people think is like, these people are now illegals because this fucking idiot said on TV they're illegal and they're eating the cats and dogs. And the person who wrote that message on Facebook, I think her name was like Catherine Lee.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. She even said, like, well, you know what? Actually, I didn't see it. I heard it from a neighbor who got it from another second-hand account and wrote it, and she was all trying to be apologetic. It's like, I didn't mean for it to grow up this way and for it to be like racist and all that stuff. It's like, really? You didn't really mean that? Like, I don't understand of writing that. Like, if you were trying to be tongue-in-cheek on there, you would have wrote it differently, but you didn't. You literally wrote it like you were concerned, like white woman that's afraid of life, that's making shit up on a basic merit. And people believed you. And it got picked up. And honestly, the fact is that she probably follows a lot of this news and stuff on there. So she already saw before Trump even said this on stage. Because I know I read the article about it because some right-wing talking head mentioned it and was starting to get some traction a couple of days before the debate. She should have saw that happening and she should have deleted her post then and came out and could have nipped into the butt. Now she's only caring now probably because their kids probably go to the same school, probably same public school. And they probably got shut down for a bomb threat. And she has to take off her job to watch her kids. And she's like, who do I blame? Oh, wait, it's me. I was like, I didn't mean for it to go up the street. Yeah, you did. You meant for all this to happen. It's just when it became inconvenience to you and shit got real quick. This is when, like the Chappelle skit, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
She was trying to keep it real to herself. Not saying it's real like reality, but what her version of keeping it real when she wrote that was, hey, because Springfield had about originally like 50,000 residents, give or take, and then the Haitians that came in is about 15,000.
Yeah.
And they didn't like how, because with that many people come in, yes, there's going to be a cultural clash, because I'm guessing there's only a certain amount of like local grocery stores or whatever people go to. If they'll go, well, only a certain amount of public school people go to. Now, this flood of people, all of a sudden, they come in, they have their own culture and language. Now you're feeling kind of like, oh, these things are changing way too quick. And that's what she was doing. She was just feeling fear for that.
To be fair, what the fuck do you expect from a goddamn Karen? I mean, like, what the fuck do you expect from a goddamn Karen? Karens do that all the goddamn time. They will stretch the truth, they won't stretch the truth. They'll flat out lie because white women will just do that. Doug, you said you don't make things about race. Karens always lie. That's just a thing Karens do. Fucking accept it. But anyway.
Well, they lie, but you know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't think a lot of the stuff is actually lies. I think the thing is that they're very quick to jump to conclusions without getting into the facts, and they're really strongly opinionated on their own fucking facts.
Why?
So like when they call ahead or
Karens, dude, everyone will always listen to Karens up until they're outed. That's just a thing. That is.
Oh no, they'll definitely listen to it. I'm saying like them themselves. I think like originally they don't go into it thinking they're gonna lie. I think they go in misinformed and jump to conclusions really quickly, and then they're just first to be the loudest, rile everyone up without. They'll stop doing research. They form their opinion, 5 seconds. Like these black people hanging out here, they're dangerous. I'm gonna call the cops. I'm not gonna find out. Like, oh, they're actually a charity here to clean up the park or whatever. Nope, I already made up my mind. And now, because they're cowards, they want as many people on their side. So then they go out and start embellishing other stuff and being like, I saw them there. This would be dangerous. And the worst are the ones who are mothers, because they always bring it back. It's because of my kids. I'm afraid for my kids. Bro, your kids are probably hanging out with these kids all the time. Like, they just never bring them back to your house because your own kids know you're a fucking pain.
Actually, that kind of makes sense, considering how, like, what was it? I think it was in Wisconsin. There was the black superintendent was, like, shaking the hands of, like, a bunch of high school graduates. That one white lady was going to shake his hand, and then the dad just, like, shows up, puts his hands on the fucking superintendent because he's a fucking idiot.
That's what I'm saying, like, racism is the top thing. Like, when you go to stores...
Well, here's the thing.
If you go to stores...
Here's the thing. We know racism is still a thing. A bunch of people, like I said, we are back in the age where people are putting their fingers in their ears just going, la, 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 I am not listening. Why do you think not a lot of people, like, there are people that are still, like, not in George Floyd's defense? Or like, bunch of them will say, like, Blue Lives Matter. Up until what happened in January 6th, when they killed that one cop, because, like, to them, Blue Lives didn't matter anymore. That's just a thing. And even then, they still try to spin it like, the insurrection never happened, despite the fact that there are people still going to prison for what went down that day.
I think the weird thing about it, I'll say, like, it's a difference between, like, the two parties right now. It's like, really, like, look at how we got President Biden, like, pressuring him to drop down and change the tickets up on there. Is that, yeah, Democrats might be, or the left might be, like, messy, might seem like they're infighting a lot over some things on there. But you know what that shows? That shows a willingness to change or go different directions on there and not, like, blindly believing stuff. Like, bringing back to the George Floyd thing. For the right, it's like, that's their strength and their weakness. It's like, we're all going to stick together regardless of whatever happens. We're sticking together blindly.
I don't want to,
and that's why they're defending.
I really don't want to think that. Look, Robert, I don't mean to interrupt you. Like, I really don't. But I don't want to think, because, like, Obama had all the left in line, despite their hatreds. I mean, like, Hillary Clinton fucking hates Obama, and mainly because, you know, he won over her. But then again, Hillary Clinton's a bitch. When Trump won, the right wing, they were fighting all over the fucking place. They could not. He was like, let's build a wall. sections of the wall were built, and even then, not all of the Republicans were behind it, because it was a fucking stupid idea then. It's still a fucking stupid idea now. Hell, you had that one crowdfunding campaign that was willing to build the wall, and it turned out to be a fucking scam, for God's sake.
With Steve Bannon, who went to jail for it? I saw him here in San Diego.
Ew. He's still alive? Why isn't he not dead? But whatever.
Well, this was like 5 or 6. This was about 2016.
Ew.
About 2016, because I was still at UCSD, and I went to like the CVS before I was going to class, and I saw him walk out into the Mercedes, and at first I saw him, and I had to do a double take. I'm like, wait, is that Steve Bannon? Looked like him, the shovel old crummy man, but he got his car to go away, and I thought, nah, that can't be him. Like, what are the chances? And then when I got to campus and I was drinking at the campus pub, tell him this, it's like, you know what? That's probably him, because they were actually here for a conference in San Diego. And I'm like, motherfucker, I could have punched him. I should have punched him.
And what's worse is, like, he drives a Mercedes. That's just dumb. I mean, like, my sister drives a Lexus. That is, like, one of the ultimate, like, rich person cars. And I drove my sister's Lexus. And anyway, yeah, fuck you, Steve Bannon, you poor bastard. Yeah, my sister drives a better car than you. What the fuck can you say about that, you racist piece of shit? Anyway, Lexus is better than a Mercedes, trust me. And fuck Steve Bannon. Anyway, cracker asshole. The point that I'm trying to make is, like, even with let's say Trump wins again, right? And Project 2025 is underway. Keep in mind, Project 2025, that's not Trump. That's just people influencing him. And even then, he's trying to do his best to, like, distance himself away from it. He won't, because eventually he'll have to adhere to what the puppet masters want him to do in order to secure him to, like, be king. But with Obama, he just whipped everyone in line. Even Hillary Clinton. That bitch. Fuck her. Pokemon, go to the polls. Fat-faced loser. Anyway, like, Obama was a leader. Kamala Harris is a leader. She will do a good job of leading the country. Will she do a good job in terms of, like, ending the Israel genocide? Probably not. I will say probably not. But she'll do her best to, like, make sure they don't do as bad of a job. I mean, and she'll still support Ukraine, because, let's face it, Trump wins, he will give Europe to Russia. Like, he will do it. He will do it. Because he likes adulation.
Of course he will.
Yeah.
He'll give it to him, and then when people say how it goes, it's like, what are you talking about? I ended the war. Like, I'm the best negotiator ever. I'm thinking about writing a second book called The Art of War.
Yeah, because to him, white people are the best, even though, technically speaking, he's not exactly white. He's German.
Well, he's German, but he has a hankering for Eastern European type women, which is weird that he's banging Laura Loomer, who is Jewish, by the way. So that's kind of like a weird.
That throws me off. Like, why are you okay with doing? Considering how.
Well, you know what my guess is? My guess is it's part of his secret plan that's going to be unveiled out. Like, he'd be like, "Well, she's Jewish. My son-in-law Jared Kushner is Jewish.
Ew.
Maybe they get together on a Sabbath, they start banging, and then I can have sex with Ivanka.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right, because he fucked Ivanka. And he wants to fuck Ivanka exclusively. Good, yeah, that's true. In either case, like we are coming close to time, mainly because right. I know the last episode was like an hour plus, but like no, we really can't like do an hour plus for Demo Crazy. That said, thank you for tuning in to Demo Crazy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You all take care, and later on.